Tammy Slaton, the outspoken and unforgettable star of 1000 LB Sisters, has once again captured the attention of fans worldwide, this time not for a win or a family squabble, but for the unexpected announcement of her engagement to fiancé, Andrea Dalton, and the equally unexpected reveal of their wedding planning journey, which is anything but ordinary. In June 2025, just a few short months after their relationship became public knowledge, Tammy casually dropped the news during an episode of the Creative Chaos podcast, holding up a sparkling engagement ring that glinted under the studio lights. The host froze mid-sentence, his jaw dropping as Tammy smiled shyly, confirming she and Andrea were indeed set to tie the knot. What made the reveal even more shocking was how quietly the relationship had unfolded in the public eye. Though the two women had been together for nearly 3 years, they had kept their romance mostly private, sharing only fleeting moments on the show or in rare social media posts. Andrea herself remains something of a mystery. She avoids the limelight, keeps her social media locked down, and has shared little about her career or personal life. Yet from Tammy's perspective, she is nothing short of perfect, someone who makes her laugh, understands her struggles, and brings out her softer side. As wedding planning kicked into gear, Tammy and Andrea found themselves responding to an unusual fan suggestion during a lighthearted TikTok video: a Kentucky Wildcats basketball-themed wedding, complete with the team's signature blue and white colors accented by orange, a dance floor designed like a basketball court, a jersey-wearing flower girl, and even a guest book shaped like a basketball. Far from dismissing the quirky idea, the couple's eyes lit up. "Oh my God, it looks great," they said almost in unison, grinning widely at the thought. Fans flooded the comments with praise for the couple's openness and excitement, noting how visibly happy Tammy seemed. "This is too sweet. The excitement in your eyes is what I love the most. Congratulations to you both," one person wrote. Another chimed in, "Tammy, you look so happy. Lots of love." The joy surrounding the moment was especially poignant given Tammy's journey over the past few years, one marked by personal loss, health battles, and self-discovery. This relationship with Andrea is her first since the passing of her husband, Caleb Willingham, in June 2023. In the months after his death, Tammy, who had previously come out as pansexual, shared that she no longer wished to date men, eventually identifying as a lesbian. In January 2024, she addressed her fans directly in a TikTok video, saying, I was pansexual, but I kind of stopped messing with guys after my husband died, so I'm like a lesbian." Still, she admitted she feared her family's reaction, not because they were unkind, but because she anticipated questions and potential judgment. When she finally opened up to them, the moment was both nerve-wracking and liberating. Gathering her siblings Amy, Chris, and Amanda into the living room, Tammy confessed, "I've been attracted to women for a long time. I just never had the guts to tell you all." The room was silent for a beat before Amanda laughed warmly, and Chris shook his head with a smile, saying, "Sis, you could have told us sooner. We don't judge you. I'm just glad you're finally happy enough to be honest." Amy reached across the couch to take Tammy's hand, reassuring her, "You're our sister. Who you love doesn't change that. We love you, no matter what." That unconditional acceptance lifted an invisible weight from Tammy's shoulders, marking a turning point in her emotional life. But Tammy's recent years haven't just been about love, they've also been defined by her fight for health and independence. Season 7 captured one of the most high-stakes days of her life, the day of her long-awaited bariatric surgery. After losing more than 150 pounds during her stay in rehab, Tammy had finally been cleared for the procedure she'd once feared she might never qualify for. On the same morning, however, fate threw an unexpected curveball. Her sister Amy had a courthouse date for community service violations, forcing them to face life-changing events apart for the first time. The episode alternated between tense surgery footage and courtroom drama. In the hospital, Tammy's nerves were evident as Dr. Proctor reassured her, "You've done your part, now let us do ours." In the courtroom across town, Amy struggled to focus on her legal troubles, her thoughts constantly drifting to Tammy under anesthesia. Mid-procedure, Tammy's heart rate spiked, prompting the surgical team to pause. Meanwhile, Amy's voice trembled as she explained to the judge her postpartum depression, recent challenges, and deep fear of losing her sister. Hours later, both stories reached a cautious but happy conclusion. Tammy's surgery was a success, and Amy was spared jail time in favor of more community service and counseling. The most powerful moment came when Amy, still in her courthouse clothes, rushed to the hospital to find Tammy awake and dazed but smiling. They held hands in silence, their eyes saying what words couldn't, that no matter the distance or the obstacles, they faced the hard stuff together. Outside the medical milestones and family revelations, Tammy and Amy have continued to share lighter adventures with fans, including their first ever trip abroad, a TLC-sponsored journey to London. The lead-up was pure Slaton chaos. Amy accidentally submitted one of Tammy's baby photos for her passport application. Tammy packed Twinkies, pickles, a corgi-shaped pillow, and an inflatable Big Ben, while Amy overstuffed her bags with makeup, clothes, and snacks. They even practiced speaking British, with Amy dropping phrases like pip pip and cheerio to the bewilderment of local grocery store cashiers. At the airport, security stopped Tammy for carrying a giant jar of peanut butter and a life-size cutout of Harry Styles, which she defended as emergency comfort. On the plane, they clinked miniature cups of soda, dreaming of tea at Buckingham Palace, selfies with Big Ben, and maybe even meeting royalty. Back in Kentucky, the sisters tackled another challenge, their regular wins with Dr. Smith. Weeks of short morning walks, soda swaps for flavored water, and even experiments with zucchini noodles paid off for Amy, who celebrated a 12-pound loss. Tammy, initially disappointed by a 3-pound drop, was gently reminded by Dr. Smith that steady progress is still progress, and, more importantly, that she hadn't gained. Later, sitting side by side in a park at sunset, Tammy admitted she now saw wins less as judgment days and more as proof she could change. Amy grinned and clinked her water bottle against Tammy's like a champagne toast. The road ahead for Tammy's health, for her wedding, and for their shared lives is still long, but both sisters seem determined to walk it together, with humor, stubbornness, and the kind of fierce loyalty that has made them fan favorites. From bariatric surgery scares to bold romantic confessions, from awkward British accents to basketball-themed wedding dreams, the Slaton sisters' story is proof that even in the messiest, most unpredictable chapters of life, love, laughter, and family have the power to carry you through. And Tammy, now engaged, healthier, and more open than ever, looks ready to embrace whatever comes next.